I never thought in a million years that I would actually regret voting for Donald Trump. Sometimes I hate myself, even now appreciate Barack Obama.
For the last 5 years, I've invested my whole life into finding out if, in fact, the early bird does get the worm. And now because of Trump, I'm out of a job. I voted myself into unemployment.
But I need to get this off my chest. Today is the first day that I regret voting for Donald Trump.
I messed up. As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump because I thought he was going to deliver on his promises. And now I quickly realized that I have to FAFO, and the whole country will have to FAFO. And it's just ridiculous about what's going on right now. I sincerely apologize.
So I'm still upset about my vote for Donald Trump. Everybody knows I got fired from the research and development that I was doing.
I voted for Donald Trump, and now I regret it because now, since Elon Musk took over, I lost my job. It's last night in the hotel. I was ahead of the... I never thought this day would come. Well, I'm gonna regret what I did. I really regret voting for this guy. I'm working on this program for the sound power phones batteries. We're researching these batteries for these sound power phones, and they cut off our funding.
I regret voting for Trump. I didn't think I was going to actually say this out loud so fast too, right? But I voted for Trump and I regret it. So many people are losing their jobs. So many of my friends. I just lost my job too. I worked in this experimental department called folding hard taco.
It took my wife.
This man who wished not to be identified says his wife is from Venezuela and has lived in the United States for a few years. She was one of 3 people taken from this home. I'm told the 2 others were men who worked in construction. You see them here. This video, only 1 minute and 52 seconds long, we do not see his wife being removed from the home. But this is a picture of her that he keeps in his wallet. Her name is Vianis Ramirez, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States citizen.
She already had a court date. She was good. Everything's good. He just came in and snatched her.
Yeah, I want to jump on the bandwagon of saying that I regret my vote for Trump. My whole family does. My husband and I own a farm in Ohio that was funded through the Inflation Reduction Act, which Biden signed into law. And now the executive orders from Trump are rolling back all of that funding for us, so now we can no longer afford our farm.
Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and gentle them. I'm just coming up on here to just touch base with everybody, especially for the first week of the new administration. This is also kind of a confessional video of sorts, because I'm former MAGA. I voted for Trump 2016 and 2020. I felt the whole outrage when he didn't win the second time around. But when it comes to deconstructing my Christian faith and my evangelicalism and everything like that, of course, I did not expect my political views to start rolling along with it. And so I did vote for Harris this time. I've seen the light and I got out of MAGA. So I just wanted you to know that if you ever wonder what it feels like for some of us former MAGAs, I can't speak for all of us. Sometimes I do struggle with guilt over doing what I did. I hate myself for this. I hate myself for supporting this the first 2 times. I didn't the third. I'm glad I didn't. Sometimes I hate myself for voting against my interests and the interests of my neighbors, even all these years, because I have been voting for a little over 30 years. If you ever come across somebody who is former MAGA, just have some grace for us, please. We struggle with far more than you realize. I can't even put half of it into words, but just want to let you know that a lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets. And it's something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. I just thank you all for letting me be this transparent, because for the longest time I didn't want to just say it out loud. I just want you all to know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for giving him those chances. I'm sorry. I see things now. I see them clearly. And I think I saw them way too late, but just in time at the same time. So if you ever come across people like me, go easy on us. Just go easy on us. Just treat us with the compassion that we are finally learning about in our lives. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking, and maybe I wasn't, but I know better now. And because I know better, I can do better. But I just wanted to let you all know. We struggle so much in some deep levels with the choices we made in the past 2 elections, not this one. I miss Biden already. I miss sanity already. And it hasn't even been a week into this administration. I even now appreciate Barack Obama. But I just wanted to be able to come here and just be honest. Like I said, if you know people who are former MAGA, people who got out, just take it easy on us, please. We deal with enough already. I love every one of you, and I can't wait to be your biggest defender for every day for the rest of my life.
So while there are plenty of people coming out onto these videos saying that they regret their vote for Trump, especially in the most recent election, there are still folks that are saying that they're fine with their vote, they're extremely happy, they have no regrets. There are even some people that are trolling and making fun of those that are saying that they are leaving MAGA and that they regret their vote due to mostly consequences of Trump's presidency that are affecting them personally, or people that they know personally, and they're really finding out, right? So check out these next videos, and a lot of people are realizing that there are people that are saying, hey, I'm leaving MAGA in the real, and then there are others that are completely not, and they're just trolling and using the leaving MAGA hashtag.
I never thought in a million years that I would actually regret voting for Donald Trump. Listen to this, you guys. My job has been frozen. Okay, I was one of the top researchers in my department, and I never thought the day would come when an unelected person like Musk would start digging into where everyone's tax dollars are going. I thought my job was safe, okay? Now, because of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, how are we ever going to find out if cats really hate dogs and dogs really hate cats? I mean, we were making groundbreaking work, okay? And we were on the cusp of discovering that felines and canines really do, at their core, hate each other. And now it's gone. It's all gone. I cannot believe I voted for this.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but there are very few MAGA people who actually regret voting for Trump right now. Yeah, groceries aren't any cheaper. They don't care. I promise you they don't care. Because what they actually care about is DEI programs ending. What they actually care about is controlling women's bodies. What they actually care about is 40 trans athletes not being able to play field hockey in Division II anymore. What they actually care about is forcing prayer in schools. So yeah, it's fun to see these videos where a handful of people are saying that they regret their choice because it directly impacts them, but it's not the case. Almost half of the executive orders that Trump has signed in his first 2 weeks are about equal rights, human rights, and forcing Christianity on Americans. It was never about groceries. And it was never about eggs, because if it was about eggs, he would be trying to fix the eggs problem.
Hi, leaving MAGA Republican. I know that you guys are not scared little bit the Dems and Libs are. You're leaving MAGA for a reason, and the Blue Party is not the place to go. What we need to do is we need to come together and find a third party that will listen to all of our voices. A party that we can build up that will go toe to toe with the Blue Party. And you can have a hand in helping us do that. We need to start this discussion because the Dems and the Libs and their Blue Party, no thank you. The leaving MAGA people can come together with the uncommitted people, as well as the 20 million individuals that did not vote this past election, and we can form our own party. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, we have to start this conversation. There's a Green Party, which is about people, planet, and peace. I urge you to look up their policies. I'm just going to be naming a couple of parties. Libertarian Party, Democratic Socialist Party, which from what I understand is still capitalist, but it introduces a little bit more socialism in there. And there's nothing wrong with socialism. What do you think Medicaid is? Medicare, food stamps, welfare, disability, social security. All of those are social programs, socialist programs. I'm not trying to scare you away with the word socialism. All that I'm saying is that we need to come together and work together. You guys are leaving MAGA for a reason. And us uncommitted and 20 million voters that did not vote, we left the Blue Party for a reason. We the people is the reason.
MAGA regret is a trend. And just like buyer's remorse, I anticipated that this would happen. There was no way that people willingly made this decision and they were actually fully educated in their decision. They considered all options. They considered all possibilities. They considered the impact that this could potentially have. Or they even glanced at 2025, Project 2025. They didn't. And so some of this was about, and so I get it. Do I feel like the government entity as a whole might not always benefit the American people? Yes, I do think that. Do I feel like sometimes politicians trump regular average people like me and you? Yes. Do I think that people attach themselves to the idea and concept of the fact that a billionaire could potentially run America better than politicians? Yes. And I think that what people did was attach themselves to the dream that they could potentially have access to that amount of money, that they could potentially get into this environment where Trump was going to change the status quo of how we live, how we eat, how we breathe, how we operate as a country, and how the government operated specifically. I think that he led with that because that was the emotional appeal that he could attract so many different people. Even after he disrespected so many different nationalities, said so many different offensive things, has been in very compromising situations when it comes to women as well. Y'all still voted for him. And so now I'm starting to see all these videos that are, it's like a trend where it's like MAGA regret. And so there's all these people that are going through the reasons why they are regretting voting for Donald J. Trump and how they didn't understand that whatever decision making he was going to make, that it would impact things that are so closely related to what they need, what they depend on, what they do on a daily basis, maybe even their employment, their livelihood, the employment, livelihood, and dependency of their loved ones, whatever it is. I stand in solidarity with the 92% and say, we told you so. And the thing that I'll continue to say and scream to the mountaintops until I can't say it anymore is the hate of the black woman is so strong that you will willingly sign up to jeopardize your livelihood, your normalcy, the livelihood and normalcy of so many other people, your ability to live comfortably. You would give all that up versus allowing a black woman to be in charge. The funny thing about all of this is America knows it more than anything that black women are the most powerful people on this planet. And the problem with that is if we allow the black woman in the White House, we empower black women across the world to stand flat-footed, take charge, and start running things everywhere. We'll start to see a movement. We'll start to see Black women rising up in all types of leadership positions. We'll start to see those timid Black women, they'll find their voice. They'll find their power. They'll find their strength. But they don't want that to happen. That's a movement that they want to prevent as much as possible. But 92%, I know we got something brewing. I know it's coming. Just wait and see, babe.
Devastating economic news for Donald Trump's first month in office. So Trump's first jobs report just came out and the economy slowed with just 143,000 jobs added last month. For comparison, Biden's final jobs report was way above expectations with 256,000 jobs added. Trump is already out with a statement blaming Biden. And hey, you can make the argument that both Trump and Biden share the blame for January, but here's where you can't. These numbers are not the worst of it. There's been a notable drop of consumer sentiment in February due to fears over Trump's tariffs. And about 1/3 of consumers spontaneously mentioned tariffs during the survey. That's up from 27% last month and less than 2% prior to the election. This marks only the 5th time in 14 years that they've ever seen such a large 1-month rise in year-ahead inflation expectations. Americans simply do not feel good about the present and future of the Trump economy. Hey, my name's Brett. Thank you so much for watching this update. We have a brand new episode of the Midas Touch podcast that's out right now. Make sure to listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.